Hello everyone. 大家好。皆さん、こんにちは。Thanks for visiting this channel again. In this time, I'd like to share the 5 precautions to prevent the infection spread in this winter. It's a video of less than 10 minutes. However, I hope that these 10 minutes will lead to new discovery for you. Please feel free to watch it. At first, I'd like to introduce the word of the Japanese comedian infected with the new coronavirus. It is said to be a mild symptom, but it was never easy to get through. I don't want you to get infected with coronavirus. This is a word by Tomoharu Shoji, Japanese comedian. He is usually naked or yelled. However, this word has weight and touches my heart. I also sincerely hope the number of people who get infected and die or suffer will decrease as much as possible. By the way, recently I heard in Europe the coronavirus infection has spread again in countries such as France, the United Kingdom, and Spain, and a second lockdown will be attempted. In Japan, there was sign of the spread of infection as well. The graph shows the transition of positive people. The upper one is on Hokkaido and the lower one is on Tokyo. You can see the number of infected people has increased rapidly since October in Hokkaido. It seems this factor is not clear at this stage, so it is not sure continuing to increase or subsiding, but the drop in temperature is thought to be one factor. This graph shows the monthly average temperature changes in Hokkaido and Tokyo. In October, the average temperature in Hokkaido was 13.1 degrees, while in Tokyo was 17.5 degrees. In November, based on last year's result, it is expected the temperature will drop to about 13.1 degrees in Tokyo as well. I organized how the temperature drops affects a spread of infection. As the temperature drops, the virus infectivity continues longer. This seems to be reported as a research result. The infectivity is maintained at 37 degrees for one day, 22 degrees for 7 days, and 10 or lower degrees for 14 days. In other words, if a virus is attached to something, is started by an unspecified number of people, such as door handles or stair railing, it will be easier to transfer in an infectious state, increasing the risk of infection. Therefore, in winter, when you touch something, it is better to wash your hands frequently to remove the virus. Also, when the temperature drops, the moisture in the air decreases and it dries. Due to drying, droplets from coughing or sneezing become aerosol, increasing the flight distance and extending the time the droplets float in the air. This is also simulated by the supercomputer Fugak. Therefore, it is considered important to wear a mask to reduce the risk of infection in terms of not scattering droplets or not breathing the droplets in. Drying air also affects the mucous membranes of the pharynx and saliva, and when the mucous membranes and saliva decrease, it becomes more susceptible to infection. Thus, humidifying the room and reducing air dryness, it is considered important in terms of protecting the throat. It seems these things have already been done, but I think the significance will increase as the winter temperature drops. Now, remedies and vaccines are not widespread immediately. There may be a lot of things you want the government to do their best. There is no time before the winter. I have organized precautions we can take to survive the harsh winter as the following 5. The first is to gargle and wash your hands. The purpose is to remove virus have adhered to the hands or fingers. As the temperature drops, the infectivity of the virus will be maintained for a longer time, so it is important to keep in mind to carry it out more frequently. The second is to wear a mask. There are 2 main purposes. One is to prevent the spread of droplets, and the other is to prevent your own infection. The third is to humidify in the room. Drying causes more damage to the throat and make it easier to get infected. So it is necessary to keep the throat moistured. The fourth is to avoid unnecessary going out. The best is to avoid 3 C's, but it's best not to go out. In particular, avoid going to downtown areas of big city or eating in crowded restaurants. Finally, regulate self-behavior. This is to avoid becoming a source of infection. The biggest difficulty on the new coronavirus is it can be infected even from the person have no symptoms. Don't go to place with many people when you are not feeling well. If necessary, check by PCR test. Install the contact confirmation app so that you can quickly recognize contact with infected person. This is considered to be the best infection control measure. The points of implementation as shown in this table. In order to overcome the coronavirus, it is important to reaffirm what we can do and do your best. This time presentation is that's all. Thanks a lot.